Why do you think he does those things though? Do you
For
think
money.
I
don't think he's got the money he says. That's what I think.
You think he still needs the money
I don't
after
think
all
he
these
needs
years?
the money.
Let this and myself. We helped build this guy up. He was fighting on my undercard. He was the co-main. We helped build this guy up. And you know what Oscar De La Hoya do? You know what Mr. Loyal Oscar De La Hoya do? I'm sorry, Mr. Disloyal Oscar De La Hoya do? He take him right over to HBO and cut a deal with HBO. And when he cut the deal, he got money, but I bet Canelo didn't see none. But these are the things that people don't know about in the sport of boxing.
So the money's really gone.
Yeah, that's what you think. It's get the money, spend the money.
All that money.
And it's been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like with the lifestyle, that money's gone. Trust me. Now,
People in the boxing world are openly criticizing Mayweather for what he's been doing. From sketchy exhibition matches to rumors about money problems, his once perfect reputation is falling apart. And it all comes down to one growing belief he might be running out of money.
We got Floyd Mayweather back in the real estate news again. This guy's on an acquisition spree like I haven't seen in a long time. You got to remember, in October, he bought a portfolio of multifamily properties in around Manhattan for $402 million. Well, this time he went all in on office property for a $10 billion portfolio. I got this out of Real Deal, by the way. Now, some of these properties that listed are 410 10th Avenue and Hudson Yards. You got Jersey City's Harborside Office Complex. You've got the Aon Center in Chicago and the old post office.
Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather's longtime rival both inside and outside the ring, hasn't held back his opinions. He's always been outspoken about Floyd, and now he's being even more blunt. According to De La Hoya, Mayweather is doing whatever he can just to stay in the spotlight. Back when Floyd was an active boxer, the money was pouring in non-stop. He was known for spending wildly, throwing around money like confetti, buying million-dollar watches, exotic cars he barely used, flying in private jets with his name stitched into the seats, and making flashy appearances at strip clubs. But Oscar believes that kind of lifestyle was never meant to last unless Mayweather kept earning tens of millions from each fight.
I love bringing people into my lifestyle, showing people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
De La Hoya says Mayweather's image was only held up by his huge paydays. Floyd often talks about big investments like skyscrapers, gold mines, and fashion, but Oscar claims they don't make enough to support his flashy lifestyle. Recently, he even told Floyd online to quit while his legacy is still intact. You're 50. A boxing legend, stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. Life's hard, but protect your legacy.
You have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard, I know life is expensive, but come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro.
And this wasn't the first time De La Hoya took shots at Mayweather. Back in 2018, when Canelo Alvarez signed a massive $365 million deal with Diazin, Oscar was thrilled his company, Golden Boy Promotions, had just made boxing history. But Floyd didn't celebrate it. Instead, he downplayed the deal, claiming he could earn that much from just one fight. Oscar wasn't having it. He went straight to TMZ, calling Floyd a lowlife for trying to steal Canelo's moment. According to Oscar, that's just who Floyd is. Someone who can't stand the spotlight unless it's on him.
The sport of boxing, when we talk about loyalty, when you look at Canelo, there's Steven Espinoza and the Showtime team and myself, we helped build this guy up. He was fighting on my undercard. He was the co-main. We helped build this guy up. And you know what Oscar De La Hoya do? You know what Mr. Loyal Oscar De La Hoya do? I'm sorry, Mr. Disloyal Oscar De La Hoya do?
Those weren't just the words of a promoter defending his fighter. They were personal. And now, with everything falling apart, the real estate scandal, lawsuit threats, and tax problems, Oscar believes Floyd has backed himself into a corner with no amount of smooth talking or flashy diamond watches able to make it all go away. And according to him, Mayweather doesn't even know how to speak to his fans anymore, because doing so would mean admitting he's in trouble financially, emotionally, and publicly.
New real estate deal is going to make him $300 million a month. You see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Now, the fact that he pointed out was that he knows, everybody knows that he got his own capital, which is, money, right? But he still leveraged other people's money. So now he's making $300 million a month. Well, he's going to, that's going to be his plan. So, it's like I said, like I said, your example, right? The Airbnb. If you get a place, I mean, there's a couple ways to do Airbnb. You can do it so where you're living.
Eddie Hearn has also spoken up. And while he's not as fiery as Delay, Hoya, his words carry serious weight. Hearn is doubtful about Floyd's financial stability, pointing to his extreme spending fleets of Bugattis, six-figure gambling nights, multiple luxury homes with massive upkeep costs, and he raises a simple question. How can any investment keep up with that? In an interview with GRM Daily, Hearn said, "I don't think he's got the money." He added, "I don't think he needs the money, but with that kind of lifestyle and spending, you really start to wonder."
The art of boxing. I think sometimes when these guys carry on and they do the exhibitions and all that kind of stuff, it just sort of diminishes their legacy a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's what I feel like's happened with Mayweather.
Why do you think he does those things, though? Do you think
For money.
I
don't think he's got the money he says. That's what I think.
You think he still needs the money?
I don't
after
think
all
he
these
needs
years?
the money. But you know when you got that lifestyle, right? So when you're spending what he's spending...
It's a lot of
Mayweather keeps insisting that his finances are perfectly fine, that the exhibition fights are just for fun and not about the money, claiming, "I was born to be a fighter, I'm going to die a fighter," in response to critics. But that's not what the people around him are saying.
So one day, somebody, because I don't have social media on my phone, so they showed me Eddie. Eddie was like, "Floyd Mayweather ain't got no money, that's why he doing exhibitions." No, Eddie don't believe that now. Yeah.
Well, Eddie will say some shit like that now.
Yeah, Eddie will say some shit. But no, but one thing, don't worry about that. But me and Eddie got it clear. Then we then my buddy got it clear.
We said as long as it's 10 or 20. Anything less.
Earlier this year, Gervonta Davis, Floyd's former protege, claimed that Mayweather had been detained in Dubai over unpaid debts, a shocking allegation that Floyd's team quickly denied. But the story wouldn't go away. And Davis isn't the only one suggesting money trouble. The Paul brothers have been the loudest and most persistent voices, repeatedly accusing Mayweather of being a fraud.
Go over and Dubai that money. Tell him get on live right now. And he owe people in Saudi Arabia money too.
Logan Paul, who faced Mayweather in a massive exhibition bout in 2021, has been vocal about not being paid in full for the fight. He claims he's still owed around $5 million. While Mayweather bragged about earning over $30 million from the event, Logan says Floyd never followed through on the payments. "My brother bought a jet. This is what happened when you fought Mike Tyson. I fought Floyd Mayweather and he just robbed me. He still owes me," Logan said in a recent video. "Pay me that money and then I can get a jet."
Nice. It's sick. Oh, it's so sick. So this is what happens when you fight Mike Tyson, huh? I fought Floyd, he just robbed me. He still owes me money. Floyd, bro, pay me my money so I could get a jet. Dude, that's cool.
That jab was intentional. Jake Paul just bought his own jet after making $20 million from his fight against Mike Tyson. And Logan wanted one too, but he claims he can't afford it because Floyd stiffed him. This isn't just a petty complaint. It's a public shot at Floyd's brand. If the man who built his legacy on easy money is still dodging payments, what does that say about his brand? The Pauls believe Floyd is too afraid to admit that the illusion of wealth is crumbling. He's scared to lose the money image. Floyd was the greatest boxer of his time, sure, but times don't last. Legacy doesn't pay bills, Jake said on his podcast. It's a brutal observation, but it's the kind that's starting to resonate in the fight world. People are beginning to look past his undefeated record and see a man desperately holding on to an empire that's fading fast.
Logan Paul, he said you owe him some bread.
That comes with the territory. Right. To them, that's real money. The money is not coming fast enough. That's why when they say money on the back end, as far as pay-per-view, it take a while. But be happy with the biggest payday you ever got in your life.
Chilling in an EWB Rolls Royce. For those that don't know what an EWB is, that's an extended wheelbase Rolls Royce. I need the leg. I know I ain't that tall, about 5'8.5". Some days 5'9", but it is what it is. Chilling, sitting right here watching the Thriller in Manila, Ali versus Frazier documentary. You check it out. What I'm doing right now, that's what I do every day. Shop. Number like a couple bucks. Greg, come with me. How did you get these? Huh? Yeah. I did? Yes. Oh, before we make the rest of it.
Still, Floyd continues to post about generational wealth, showing off piles of $500,000 in cash on private jets. But for many, it feels more like performance art. The mask keeps slipping as more voices like De La Hoya, Hearn, Gervonta, and the Paul brothers speak out. 50 Cent's latest jab wasn't random, it was strategic, calculated, and aimed directly at the heart of the Mayweather myth. The video he posted wasn't just about clowning around, it was about peeling back a layer that many have whispered about for years. When he wrote, "Damn champ, they caught you cap," it wasn't just trolling, it was about ripping the curtain open and letting the light shine on the illusion Floyd has been carefully curating. 50's always played the long game with his jabs.
Is Floyd now ruining his legacy because he continues to have these sideshow fights and, you know, dudes that wouldn't normally touch him are starting to touch him because Father Time waits for no man. So even the great Floyd, even TBE, is being hit by mediocre people, you know?
And while Floyd's racking up these exhibition checks smaller than what he's used to, but still hefty by most standards, the weight of unpaid debts is starting to catch up. The Logan Paul situation is the clearest sign. This wasn't some backroom street fight. It was a mega showcase with millions on the line. Yet somehow the guy he fought is still waiting on his full payment. When Logan spoke out, it wasn't just frustration, it was disbelief. Because if the money Mayweather can't even pay his dance partner, what does that say?
You're rich for a short period of time. Rich is short term. Wealth is long term. If you can have 100 million, but if you don't got no game plan, it's gonna be gone. If I didn't know what I know now, they'd gave me 100 million when I was young.
This isn't about one lie. It's about the accumulation of actions that tell a new story. A story where the guy who once turned boxing into a cash machine is now fighting to keep the illusion alive. The moves are no longer calculated. They're reactive. The empire isn't expanding, it's crumbling under the weight of trying to keep the mask intact. And 50 Cent, for all his trolling, isn't wrong. He's not just laughing at Floyd, he's pulling receipts. He's forcing people to look harder at what Floyd says versus what Floyd shows. He even claimed ownership of the TMT brand, the very symbol Floyd still wears like armor. If that's true, then the image Floyd keeps fronting isn't even legally his. It's borrowed time, borrowed glory, and maybe even borrowed money.
I believe in building generational wealth. Even like when my children, all four of my children are adults. And I told them, no more handouts, because I feel like I'm hurting my children.
No one's denying what Floyd did in the ring, but outside of it, the picture is changing. The longer this game continues, the real estate lies, the exhibition farce, the unpaid dues, the harder it becomes to remember the greatness that once was. Because even the best stories can get buried beneath the noise. And right now, Floyd's making a lot of it, but it's not the kind that earns respect. It's the kind that begs for attention. And that's not the legacy he should have left. As for my thoughts, it's clear that Floyd's fall from grace is painful to watch. He built an incredible legacy in boxing, but the way he's handling things outside the ring is making it harder for people to remember the legend he once was. Instead of gracefully stepping away and preserving that legacy, he's clinging to an image that's becoming more and more hollow. It's a cautionary tale about the dangers of living in the illusion of success, even when the truth is slipping away.